Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of making an stylized axe in Blender 2.8. Okay, so in part 1 we made the blade and started to make the staff here. Um, so let's just proceed with this part here. Shouldn't take too long anymore. Um, okay. So next we're going to take these faces here. Make sure we've got nothing selected. These faces, and let's extrude it once more. We can scale it out like that, and one more time again. Start to rotate it again. Let's bring this one all the way. Something like that. Rotate it, bring it in to there. Then we can bring in one edge loop here and define this piece. Okay. We can go back to this piece here and let's bring it up straight to here. Then we can use these vertices here to better shape this part. Somewhat like that, and that just reduces some geometry from the start there. Then we can bring this back here, somewhat like that. And yeah, so obviously you guys know what's gonna happen here. We need an edge loop here. Okay, then we can take this here, oopla, this here, sorry, like that. Extrude this up, scale it in, somewhat like that, and we just need to shape it a bit better. So take that to there, and we can just bring that something like that. Bring this in somewhere here. Okay, that way we can add another edge loop in here, looks like. Okay, that's fine. Could help us maybe around this area. And we're gonna take this and extrude this up to here, and we can take it one more up to this part where it's gonna go around our piece, somewhat like that. Okay, then we can take these faces here and extrude this way. Really get to fit that shape kind of nicely. Extrude this somewhat like that, and then we've got this final piece up here, which we can quite easily do. We're gonna need a loop somewhere here, that's fine. Bring that part up, something like that, scale it a bit. Okay, so things are starting to get there. So none of this is touching yet, but we're gonna come and affect this with proportional editing later on. Make it more round and yeah, add some loops in the right places. Okay, so let's carry on here. This part is getting quite interesting. Ah, stupid ambulance thing. We need an edge loop in here, and we can bring this somewhat like that, and we get this shape here. That way we've got the start of this shape here as well. And actually what I'm gonna do here is bring this one like that. Bring this one here, and then take these. Oh, stupid thing. And extrude it up here. So I'm not sure yet if this is going underneath that or joins with it. It looks like it goes underneath, and this one kind of makes it swirl here somewhere. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Let's grab these pieces. It's going back in there. Let's take that in there, rotate it. Great, so we've got that as well. Here we're not sure yet, so let's move on. Let's take this piece up to here, and then extrude it up to here, but now it needs to scale up, okay? And if I rotate it like that, okay, because I want to have these two kind of here, okay? Then I can take this and start to make my twirl here. So let's make this guy. So things are really going weird here, but that's fine. It's kind of these shapes that we want with this thing, and we're going to sculpt and change that with the sculpting. So here we want a kind of 90-degree sharp angle. We can bring that and that, something like this, just to fix that. Okay, what we can do as well is bring this in here like that, add an edge loop, add it in there, and then we can grab that and carry on here. So we can do that, and the final one up here like that. Okay, so there we've got this kind of thing, and maybe to indicate to us what we're trying to achieve here, we can grab these here and just for now already move them in the Y below that piece. Okay, something like that. Cool. So let's continue. We've got this here, needs to come up, and we can do that. Why not? Let's do this. Something like that. That way I can take these, take that up here. That's gonna allow me to hold onto these pieces going around like that. Okay, and I'll have to disable symmetry with those. That way I'll be able to make them go in different ways and stuff like that. Okay, so we're getting there. I think what we can do is start to dedicate this thing now, and combine it to the mesh. So I know for sure that here maybe we want an edge loop in order for me to shape this and to join these faces, inner faces here. Start with that. So I'm gonna take the face mode here and I'm gonna delete this face, and then with the edge selection just extrude this in, and that's gonna make a joint there, and we can add one edge loop for now. And take the first one here and bring it forwards, somewhat like that. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, just bring it forwards for now. The same with this one, just slightly as well. And we're gonna definitely need another loop in here. So we're getting some more loops, that's fine. This is gonna allow us to add some depth up here, so we can do something like this. Make sure we've got this one as well. Do a similar thing like that halfway, and we'll do the same in the bottom here. Let's grab both, bring them down, and deselect that one and bring this one down a bit more, somewhat like that. Even a bit more, finally, somewhat like that. Okay, great. Now I think what we can do is start to form this onto the blade. We're going to try and get it as close as possible here. So we're going to take the proportional editing here and just select the big piece, press O, and I'm going to take this up and we're going to bring this inwards like that. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're not affecting anything else here, and already there's this little bugger there. That's the origin, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's try this again. We might need to do this in steps. That seems fine so far. So once we see these pieces touching or getting close to touching, we can stop already, because what we want to do here is add an edge loop like that, and we're going to join those pieces as well. So let's grab that, faces, and let's extrude that inwards like that. Okay, so I just rounded it off a bit there, it wasn't really necessary. And yeah, so now we're gonna go in more kind of individually and sort out these problems we've got here. So let's see if we take this one, bring it up like that. Okay, and it's fine that it's not perfectly touching and stuff. We've still got some modeling to do here, and um, yeah, we're gonna slowly edit everything here to really fit our needs. Okay, so we just need to be careful when we get closer to the sensor that we don't pull um, parts too close, because then the clipping is going to activate and they're going to become joined. So especially around this area, if I take this and bring it too close in here, it's going to join to that part. If you don't notice it immediately, it will be too late and you just have to go and fix things annoyingly. Okay, so let's work a bit more on this black parts here, because actually I want these parts to rotate a little bit more when I bring them in. So in, rotate that way, in, rotate that way. I'm going to do the same thing maybe here. This corner is a bit hectic, so let's bring that in. Here we want to bring things in somewhat like that. Same here. Like that. And as well rotate it a bit from the top here. Okay, so already that's looking better. Things are not entirely touching, but it's already conforming to the shape a bit better, if you ask me. Okay, we starting to see like it's wrapping around like we want it to be doing. Um, and yeah, so now that we've got that kind of happening a bit better there, we can start to join a few of these pieces. So here we have this piece that needs to go around. So um, what we can do is put an edge loop in here. Once again, we're going to grab this face and take it in there. Okay, so let's grab this face here. X faces, repetitive process. Once again, bring this in, add like maybe 2 edge loops in there. Grab this edge loop here, and from this view, proportional editing, make it nice and big so we get a kind of arc here, something like that. And that's perfect. All we need to do is take this edge without proportional editing and kind of bring it back here to smooth things out, somewhat like that. Same with this one, just bring it out like that. And there we go, we've got this kind of bag where that's going to fall into or land into. We need to do that on some other places as well, like here and here. So let's do the same thing. We add into vertex mode, bring this out a bit more, add an edge loop. Same here, rotate it like that. face selection, zoom up to this thing here, why not? We want the inner faces here, so X face, X face. Okay. Edge loop there. Extrude that in. Same here. Here we can just add one edge loop, maybe. And we're just going to do the same thing. So proportional editing on, once again, bring it this way. And just edit this without proportional editing, something like that, and something like that. Do the same here, proportional editing on, bring it out, proportional editing off, bring it in maybe a bit here, bring it out, and this one goes in and back, something like that. Cool. So things are starting to happen here. We seem to have most of our kind of connecting pieces. And yeah, I'm kind of happy. We just need to come up with this part here. We're gonna need to add an edge loop in like that, and then maybe it would be smart to alt scale this out like that. That could give a nice effect to those pieces. Okay, now that we've got that, that's quite cool. We need to take these pieces up there, something like that. Up, but still in line with this crap here. Some weird stuff here. Easy fix, easy fix, easy fix. We just take these in this view and we bring it in line with that. Something like that. Okay. Cool. Now that that's done, okay, I can see another problem here. This one went needs to go a bit that way, and that way. Okay, perfect. So next thing, I think we can work a bit on these little pieces coming here. Maybe first we can work on this part, and yeah, we're gonna use proportional editing. Use connected because it works even with pieces close like that. And let's kind of work on this piece somewhat like that. That could be fine for now. And then we can do this here, and that gives us a kind of piece to use here. Maybe instead of doing that, I can grab this here, extrude that up to here, somewhat like that. Add an edge loop. Now that's definitely coming this way here. Why are we having that problem? Okay, I can see why. 3 there. Where's that third one from? It's this part. Okay, so yeah, I've screwed up a bit. We need to take both of these here and then extrude them something like that. That's perfect. Okay, that allows us to take this face here and extrude it. Why it extruded that way? Ah, okay, I'm a dumbass. Once again, it's two faces here that are going out, so I need to extrude that. That's fine. And this part now, we need to work with it in a better way. Um, okay, so I think these ones we can stop like that until we've got the rest of these big pieces inside, so we know how to lay them. But otherwise, for the main shape here, I think we're good. We just need to maybe join some pieces in here as well. So I'm thinking maybe this face here, this face here, faces, and then we can extrude that on the Y. Add an edge loop once again, and we might even need one like that. And then we can come here in vertex mode with proportional editing on and just kind of edit this a bit to have it slightly rounder feel to it. Okay, something like that. Bring this one without proportional editing out a bit as well. Maybe that was too much. And the same down here, so I'm just going to do this roughly without proportional editing, somewhat like that, and do the same to the back here. Take it up. Okay, with that said, we might as well do the same here. Okay, so there we go. We've got this shape done quite well, I think. Um, to ensure some sharpness on our staff here, I'm gonna have to add some loops. Maybe this one's a bit too close. And we want one in there. No, we don't want one in there. Okay. And like I said, we have to add some loops in here, but not, we don't need many since there won't be too much detail in there. And finally, we here by this part. Okay, so maybe it would have been easier to do this part the same as the top part, but yeah, let's just make a few holes here and see what happens. Okay, there should be a way to kind of rip this part, so let's try Control V, rip, and then not completely what I want. So let's do this old school way. Here's gonna be a hole for sure. So let's go ahead and grab um, let's decide how are we gonna have these holes. We need one huge one over there, which I know how we're gonna create that one. Um, just need to figure out how we're gonna do these ones here. So maybe we can insert this here, okay, and then go X faces. Okay, so now let's work on this here. Um, sorry, let's undo that. Let's add a loop here, and let's redo that. I X faces. Okay, so we want these two kind of here. We want sheds, sheds. Sorry guys, need to add an edge loop in here as well. Bring this one a bit down more. Close to there, okay. Now, all is good. Insets, X faces, vertices here, and let's shape this guy. So this will be this side here. This should be somewhere here. So that means we can take that. This here, same story, needs to come somewhat over there. That means we fix this to do that. That actually works out fine. Um, this part here is coming in here. This guy here, like so. And now we go all around here and just fix this. Okay. So that's all good. Here we could fix it up as well slightly. Cool. So there we've got our first kind of hole. And what we would need to do is extrude this in and extrude it in one more time. and just scale it in a bit like that. Okay, so it kind of goes in there, and I don't know why we've got this here like that. It's not nice. Ah, okay, I see. So yeah, we've got a bit of fixing to do here. That's fine. And just fix this crap quick and easy. And yeah, we got that edge loop. That's great. Shouldn't need one in there. And hole number two. So hole number two seems to be on the side here. Um, and it seems to have a big hole here as well. So let's make this big hole actually. I can already see how we need to make this. We're gonna bring this as our center part here somewhat, something like that. Then we can take this one up closer there, like that. That way we can delete all these faces here. Okay, that leaves us then with an edge ring here, which we can first extrude and scale in, and then bring it back like that, and bring this one and this one down like that. And we need to take this edge loop and scale, take it that way. And here we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's gonna make a quad, and that's gonna make a quad. So we can take this one and just bring it up, kind of flatten this part. Okay. So now we can take all of this, extrude, scale it in, okay, and take it back. Take it up. So then we've got those ones in a good position. And then we can take this up to here, put that corner piece in a good position, and then deselect that and bring these, that one at least, into a good position. And finally we just okay, be funny with me here, and we just bring these ones then into a good position here and scale it in. Okay, so that just gives us then the rock to put in there to close that hole as well, like that. We might need some geometry in there and kind of scale it on the Y. Scaling doesn't really work too nice um, when you have a mirror modifier, so just be wary of that. As you can see, it kind of skews things and does weird things. It's not very friendly, but anyway, can make it work. So there we go. So we've got that hole there. This here, let's see, let's make these big ones that need to be in the front here. So let's start with the main one. It's gonna be all these faces here, like that. Okay, so I wanna insert them all. I want it to be no boundary, and now we're going to delete this faces like that. And the first thing we need to do here, of course, is to make this more circular. So we can start with that. Like that. And here I'm going to use proportional editing again with connected, and we're going to bring this forwards like that somewhat. Okay, so make it a bit sharper down the end here. What's that? Okay, that's fine. A bit sharper down the edge, somewhat like that. Make sure we still keep this curve. It's a very nice curve there. And then we can once again do the same thing here. So we're gonna extrude, scale it in without proportional editing, and you can see it doesn't work out too well. Just then move it in with the Y like that, and then from the front view here we can pull it in a lot, somewhat like that. Scale it down again, and we're gonna have to again bring it in somewhat like that. So that should be perfect to hold this down. We can put in another edge loop here, and now we can consider this here, which should work fine actually. Okay, so it kind of starts there, and it's going to take up all of this actually. So let's grab all of this here like that, press I, insert this time we want this boundary thing, we don't want that part there to be a part of the circle. Okay, so yeah, X faces. Once again, I repeat, I'm sorry about the rackets and stuff here in the background. I live in a high school property, so yeah, it's sure to have this kind of racket. My window is literally where you can have the kids kind of walk to their classes and stuff like that. So yeah. And there we go. Kind of setting this the way it needs to be, and we're going to do the same thing, extrude, scale it in, and in this view here, or normal, bring up the gizmo here, see, yeah, the normal is working well. Take that back. out of it, something like that. We can drop in our loop somewhere over there. So yeah, there we've got our holes. We need some on the top here and one down here and one there. We'll do that in the next tutorial. It's 40 minutes again, so yeah, we'll be back. We're gonna finish this up and make the stones.